So welcome to 5 minutes of fame in the experimental noisebridge garage stage. It is the third Thursday of July 2021. We've got a TJ signed up. I don't know if anybody's looked at the wiki recently to determine if anybody else has had anything. Anybody in the peanut gallery up for giving a little long or short talk?
Nothing interesting. I don't know about the others.
Okay, one talk on nothing interesting. We'll take it.
Hey, how about a shell function that redefines itself?
Shell function that redefines itself. You know, this is something a whiteboard and marker would be really useful for. Stand by.
Wait, can you only see us here?
Okay. Well, you can watch them from your side. Okay, so we got TJ. What's your talk?
Basically, there's a camera.
You don't have to right now. It's just a voice.
I would just point the camera at this. I have over the past done a remote control stage 1.
Remote control stage 1 card.
Remote control robot stage 1.
Okay. Figure out what's up with this echo. Testing. Okay, that's better. I think y'all should be able to hear me okay. TJ, I see you online there. Castle Carl and Nick. Excellent. All right. TJ, do you want to kick off your talk, and I will run the camera. And can somebody online say something so I get a level check here?
Something.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, online participatory audience. We have TJ here booting up when, okay, cool. So you're presenting here, and you can go up on the podium. Do you want the podium? Can you do it from the podium with the mic, or?
Maybe I could just follow. I'm gonna just drive this thing through. Maybe drive through this thing through space, and then kind of explain it. Is it okay?
Can you try to mute?
Yeah, it's mute. This is mute.
Are you still screen sharing? Because it just.
Oh.
Do you want to talk into the mic on here? Would that be easier for you?
I think I'm still sharing my screen.
I don't see it. Hey, can you stop and start it again?
It's okay.
Do you want to talk into the mic on there? And then let me mute it on here.
Sure. Hey, does anyone? I'm going to be rolling through space. This thing technically has a camera on it. I'm cool. You all cool? Okay.
Okay, we're going to switch over to TJ. TJ, put your mic on. And I lost your screen share again. Let me try going full screen here. All right, is anybody online getting TJ's screen share? The screen share broke again, TJ.
Okay, can you see it now?
No, it's just black. Anybody online seeing anything?
Yeah, I see black except for the top left, third or something. Shows an image. I see TJ. But the image is much smaller than the screen.
TJ, maybe you can come show your computer
Yeah,
to
well,
the.
wait, it sounds like you can see something.
I can see something. I can see a
I see a
terminal.
black image, and but there's like an image in the corner.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're supposed to see. We see a
Okay.
terminal that
I see
has like maybe a 200 by 300 pixel.
Exactly. It's a little small right now, so it's. But yeah, this is. I currently rigged a robot to. Basically, I put a Raspberry Pi, a register on a Raspberry Pi. On top of the RC car, it's basically sending out PWM. And I currently have 3 controls on it. One is forward, left, and right. So as you see, I'm doing a little burst. It's a little fast. So I'll do a little bit at a time. That's strike 1. But yeah, it is a little fast. But right now I can kind of roll it through the space. And it's kind of just track along as it goes. And yeah, that's the Raspberry Pi cam you're seeing. That's being sent over to my screen. Ooh.
Wow.
Yes. But yeah,
Yeah, TJ, can you come and show it to
kind of
the?
long and short of it.
Can you come and drive it out here where I can see it on the camera?
Yeah. Let me go. All right. Here it is.
So what, you're gonna have to, hang on, mute for a sec.
Yeah. I got it.
Oh, you didn't have to disconnect. Okay, I think we're back. TJ, here, you wanna use this mic?
Sure. But yeah, currently the controls. So yeah, this
Can you
is
turn off your screen share?
okay. But yeah, I think you saw the screen. That's basically what I'm forwarding to. My current laptop. And yeah, that's kind of how it works right now. It's right now just a Raspberry Pi. The code is all on GitHub. And it basically, with some dependencies on like a PCA library, it runs from like the code is all self done. But yeah, right now some oh, I can kind of pick it up. But
So
yeah,
the lower one's live, the top one's delayed, so you
okay.
can, look at the bottom screen down here. The lower one, there you go.
Yeah, the robot here it's a camera on a Raspberry Pi that's connected to the PCA. I think it's 86. A PCA module. Oh, I see. PCA 9685, which is then attached to a Traxxas RC car. Yeah, so this is kind of a rough design I've done over I decided to put it together over the last week to have something that like actually controls itself. Some to-dos on the programming side is to make the camera on the vehicle go a little faster. Another one is probably more is get a better lock on the controls. Right now it does forward, left, right, and maybe have some more like either do it some more slowly, so it's a little easier to control, or to have some gradient control, so like have it turn somewhat left but not all the way left.
Can you step into the vortex?
Yeah, and the other thing is to improve upon this chassis. Right now it's being held together by a lot of tape, and if anyone wants to print more, I was working with Robert on making the chassis, making like a custom chassis. So right now one disadvantage is this has like a bicycle model layout where the front wheel spins. There's the front wheel turns, and that turns this RC car. But to be a little bit, but a Roomba design would be a lot more maneuverable. So custom, making a chassis or like having a Roomba-like chassis would be more maneuverable and a little bit easier to steer. So those are the main like improvements or the main to-dos for now. But yeah.
Let's see if there's any questions.
Okay, any questions?
Hey, sorry about that.
Hi.
Is this going to be used as like a framework for your like robots that can like, so you can like test to see if it like can actually read and recognize and pathfind? Is this going to be a tool for that?
Yeah, exactly. So it will be. So I do have. Hold on. Let me actually get my. I do have a little. Let me get the Slack. I do have a little demonstration. I did get a little screenshot that I sent to.
You can switch to your mic if it's easier.
Oh no, it's all good.
And if you do a screen share.
Yeah. Let me do that. So I'll share my screen again. But yeah, right now this is like currently what I have for lane finding. So the idea is so let me get the original path that I took a picture of it at noisebridge. But yeah, that's the it basically detects a path. Hold on. But yeah, the idea is to find a path and be able to follow that. I did have. I'm going to find my the original for comparison. There it is.
Can you screen share again, or?
Yeah, I wanted to, because I was kind of buffering through stuff. But yeah, so this kind of comparison of this is what the lane looks like, or what the lane I taped onto the upstairs floor looks like, and then this is what it is after some thresholding. So the idea is to map out that path and then use that for turning. So yeah, it's the first. The vision isn't really implemented. Yeah, the vision control isn't really implemented, and we'll probably need a little bit smoother hold on controls And A, a smoother controls, and B, a higher camera frame rate in order to get this to work. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm planning right now.
Is there like an algorithm that you also need to figure out, like, hey, given these are where my obstacles in the camera, how does the car recognize that, using some trigonometry of some sort, maybe, like, hey, don't hit that thing, or just try to avoid the obstacles, and I am relatively close to this obstacle based off this information.
Yeah, so one thing I could do is if I tuned, I think doing like obstacle detection this early on might be counterproductive. I think the best way to handle it is to have the path following, is to be able to have something tuned that detects the path pretty easily. And if you don't see the path, then stop, because that means something's obtruding the path. Now there is going to be some things about like, if it's like slightly off the path, how to center itself on the path and such. But the idea would be to kind of keep itself on a path, and if something obscures that path, then stop. You could also, in the end, in the future, you could also use like SSD or something to detect an obstacle in your path, or something that's like big enough that it's pretty close to you. And then stop. Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
Just
Interesting.
just to let you know.
Any other questions?
Something on it, anything else?
Okay. We're doing one more 5 mile talks anybody wants to watch, but I see who else is
A couple acronyms. PCA,
I believe
is the
everyone is
PC,
here has been
what, pulse control, what's the data?
Oh, the PCA is, the PC96 is it's an Adafruit chip. That's
Just the model
servo.
number?
Yeah, it's a servo drop. Yeah, it's the model number for a servo driver. So what it does is it ports I2C, and which basically can send PWM from one GPIO output, can send PWM to multiple things. In this case, a steering servo and the drive motor.
Did you make things up 5 minutes?
Okay, thanks. And SSD, the last thing you mentioned, some collision detection, what's SSD stand for?
That's single shot detector. There's a branch in computer vision called segmentation, where you take an image and divide it into different. You divide each pixel of an image and attribute it to a certain class, and thereby like sort of splitting it up into sub-regions with the image or segments. A very common segmentation algorithm is called the single shot detector, SSD, which is widely used for like a lightweight segmentation. There's also YOLO.
Can you put your webcam on?
YOLO 3000 or whatever? Yeah.
YOLO V3, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good stuff.
Yeah, no worries. Any other questions?
Great. So maybe,
Yeah, thank you very much.
all
I'll
right.
pass it on.
Thank you. And the crowd goes wild. Thank you, TJ, for the crowd talk. And you got fans for next turn. So we're multi-simulcasting a 5 mile first here with the garage linked up to the Hackatorium and the internet. So we have 2 on-site rooms for presentations along with our remote hack setup. So I think this is looking promising for Hack Comedy Night. Anybody else come in here that bears introduction or is curious as to what the heck's happening here. Hey Noel, Ann, you want to make your way up? So, hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of 5 Minutes of Fame. As usual, well planned. We started organizing and putting all this together at multiple hours before we started. And so with that all announced, we're going to do this again next month on the third Thursday of the month. So if folks are interested in coming out to that, hey, you guys want to see a cool demo of a boombox on the way out?
Huh? Sure.
Boombox demo.
How
Go.
short, how long is this?
5 minutes.
Less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes.
So let me just tune in the right frequency here. And the magic sound devices. Why don't you go here? I introduced to you Hacker N of the Boom Boom Boxes.
Hey, and here's a mic for you. When you have your hand free.
Okay, I kind of.
I'll come and assist you here.
Am I able to see anyone? Can anyone see me?
Yeah, look over the
Sure.
Yeah,
look
you
over the
can.
podium.
Yeah.
Ah,
look
look
at that. Hello, people.
Bucket.
Okay. Bring me a bucket.
Oh, and so they can hear you,
Okay.
and you should be able to hear them if they want you to.
Is there? That's the camera there. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, X. Thank you, friends. I've been working on this boombox project right here. I don't know if you can see anything.
Woo!
Is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the quick details on the boombox. It's a DIY kit. It is affordable. It is repairable. It is renewable. Upgradable. All the ables that you want. It's also a customized look and feel. So you can do stuff like that. Remove
Magnets.
chains up the thing like that. And I've been working on basically for the last 5 years or so commercializing this product so that it can be adopted by hackers, builders, artists, students, intellectuals, other unmentionable types of people. And it's cool, it's fun. You show up with it, and it usually turns heads, and people go like, "What the hell is that?" And before you know it, you're having a conversation, you're dancing, listening to music, and making friends. So it's a really beautiful experience. In fact, that's been the best part about the project is like the hundreds of songs that I've gotten and the dozens of friends that I've made, including X and many other folks who will be with me for life. So that's the kind of experience I want to share. And bottom line, if I show up at the boombox and someone says, "Did you make that?" and I go, "Yeah, I made that," that opens up a whole new level of conversation and exchange. So that's the experience that I would like to be able to offer folks. We're really working on bumming parts out and bumming out steps of production, and we're working now with X at circuit launch. We're doing sort of weekly kicking my butt to make the kit documented and creating the training manuals and videos that are going to go with it. I don't really have a definite plan yet about how to get this out there, but coming here and talking to you and talking to lots of different folks about how it could be used. A couple of last things about it that the hacker folks might be interested in. It's eminently hackable. I mean, you can drill holes in any part of this, attach anything to it. For example, I didn't bring my thing up here, I probably should have. Like these two magnetic attachments, they have 5 volts on them, so you can imagine dropping any sort of accessory on there. I have an LED light, you throw it on there and it turns on. I've got a dock for my tablet that charges the tablet while you carry it around. Sky's the limit as far as what you can build and invent and put into this thing. So I would love it to be a kind of an open ecosystem where people can add onto it and share ideas and make it like the ultimate boombox experience platform. So yeah, it starts out kind of looking like this. Let's see. This is the empty chassis, and it's going to come pre-drilled like that, or we'll make the template available if you're handy with drills and such, and want to do it yourself or spend a little bit less money sending money to someone else to do stuff you can do for yourself. And then there's all the kit parts that come with it. Working on the website where you can go and see how it works and download it and get feedback and be a creative collaborator on it. So that's it. It's called Mojo Festo, but this area here is brandable, so like you can remove that and put on whatever brand you want. Your band, your company, your project, whatever, your special friend's name that you're giving as a gift. I'll tell you the last 3 boxes I built. I did one each month in the last 3 months. One for my friend Adam, who's starting a nonprofit called Redwoods and Records. His idea is to use or to appeal to people's love of music in order to raise money to preserve redwood stands. So I built him a wooden box out of wine crates, and instead of Mojo Festo over here, it says Redwoods and Records. And so he shows up with it, and it's like, it's his boombox. And he was part of building it, so he learned how to glue, screw, sand, finish. He didn't do soldering, but I could have made him do that if I needed to. But he was like mind blown at every step because he'd never done that kind of stuff. Second boombox I built in the last 3 months was for my brother, who's running for a union office, I made him a big old boombox that has on the face of it the name of his campaign. So he shows up and does street corner rallies with his union members to get interest and enthusiasm going for the campaign. And then I made a boombox for my mom because she's helped me out along the way, and she has a great love of music, and she's also from the old radical left, so I call her box the comrades box, because she wants to play music with her comrades. So yeah, it's like you can make it anything you want. You can make an experience happen just by what you call it, how you finish it, how you color, coordinate it, and accessorize. You notice it has a guitar strap, so that's a rock star thing. You can just put it over your shoulder, take it with you, and put it whatever style you want. And I'm wrapping it up. It says X. That's all
5
I have to
minutes.
say. If anyone's got some questions, I'm happy to discuss.
Well, let's give it up. Any questions in the house or online?
Thanks for having me.
All right, question from Mark here.
Have you gone through any of the business formation stuff yet at all regarding it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I was there and back. I had kind of like a rookie chapter where I made every mistake you can possibly make in forming a partnership. A bad partnership agreement, a partnership that didn't require partners to work. So I learned that wasn't tenable, and I had to unravel that and start again. So now I'm a little bit gun shy about how to form the next thing. Ultimately, I'm a very bad business person. I would rather shake the foundation of the bourgeois state than participate in it. But at a certain point, we have to make an economically sustainable project if I'd like it to spread.
Yes.
So I'm still looking for a model that's going to work for me and make room for others to participate and to flourish with it. I'd love people to be able to make money building boomboxes, and that would be amazing if someone could wake up and be like, should I drive a lift today and earn some extra cash, or should I build a few boomboxes? It's going to be more fun. That's sort of like my ultimate dream, is to provide opportunity to people in areas that don't currently have access to a cottage industry that is really cool.
That's awesome. Not as much of a question, just a follow-up. In case you haven't yet, maybe you probably have, but just to put the idea in your head in case you hadn't done it yet, probably be a good idea to go to the PTO office, U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Open source, open source.
Just get some paperwork filed with them
Hey,
so that you have.
Question from the audience. Could you?
What's up?
Could you repeat it for the online brief? Summarize the question.
The advice was, the first question was, thank you. First question was, have you gone through business formation stuff? Which you heard my answer. Still working on it after falling on my face pretty hard. And then am I patented, trademarked, and all that stuff? The first iteration of the company, I spent a lot of resources of money and time on doing that. I found that my patents weren't worthwhile, and I'm more inclined to explore open source at this point. I think that obscurity is more of my challenge than piracy. And I also think that, you know, it's kind of like the folk process. It's like the music itself. I don't think that you should patent a song per se. Like it can be aimed and added onto in a good way. But you know, I'm still naive in a lot of these ways, so I'm learning. And if you have any thoughts, I'm more than happy to gain your insight.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's something that you have at least thought about or are going to be thinking about.
I'm really curious about open sourcing the whole thing, building an ecosystem and trying to make an economic model that's not dependent on unfair advantage of intellectual property.
Creative Commons.
What?
There's something called Creative Commons.
Yes, Creative Commons, exactly. That's kind of where I'm tending toward at the moment. I'm still heads down on just finishing up and making it a viable experience.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Your X.
Very cool.
Oh, whatever.
Thanks. Was there another question?
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for coming to Noisebridge. And yeah, anybody online ready to give a presentation?
How do I escape here? Thank you. Okay. I hope that was a good. That was great. Thank you.
Someone.
Yeah, so who do we have? I see someone with headphones and glasses and someone with earbuds and glasses. If you'd like to, you can say a quick hello, or I haven't looked at the chat to see if anybody's trying to communicate with us here. But welcome, we're here in the garage of 272 Cap Street and just starting to figure out how to reopen Noisebridge and host events both in person and online. We've got myself and TJ here who've been figuring out how to do events over the last few months, and a couple of folks here in the audience, a couple of folks in the back of the space, and you all who have come in. So thanks for dropping by. I am recording locally, so talks can be available to the presenter or posted online if you like. I won't be distributing them beyond tonight without consent of those involved. So thanks for coming, and let me know if you have any preferences there. Yeah, just want to check in. I see Evil Dan there with the beach, and Carl of the Floshin Toshin with the blinkies. And I guess I'll call on glasses with earbuds first if you just want to wave or say hi. You don't have to. You're welcome to just sit back and watch. We need an audience too.
I think glasses and headphones.
Sure. My name's Noah. I do have something I'd like to present, but no rush.
Yeah. Well, if you're ready to go, I think it would be great to have a remote presenter. And I don't know if you're particularly familiar with Jitsi, but you seem to have the hang of it, and you can share the screen if you like, or take it away any which way you please. And the next 5 minutes is all yours.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, so I've been working for the last 3 years on an open source Arduino Blockly IDE. So the block's right here, and it creates a virtual circuit. You can zoom in and out. There's highlighting for the